Might our legacy forever be the unifying and pain-redeeming power of God at work in our lives, generation after generation after generation. Through who? Through Jesus. Maybe you saw him. The priest, remember? They go in front of the people. Who's Jesus? The great high priest. He goes in front of the people. And where does he go? He steps down into the chaos. He steps down into the torrent of the chaos of the world. He steps down before what we would call unknown, leaving his throne behind. He goes first, the great high priest, stepping into the disunity of the world so that he might bring unity between us and God. Stepping into the betrayal of those closest to him so that he might bring us into a relationship with God that will have no betrayal. He will never leave us or forsake us, so we can boldly say the Lord is our helper. He endures the pain of the cross so that one day he can wipe away every tear from our eyes and promise us that there will be no more pain and no more sorrow. And what he does, most dramatically and importantly, is he steps into the torrent of God's judgment against sin. That's the gospel. That we all deserved to be crushed by the proverbial Jordan River of judgment. All of us did because of our sin, the things we've done against the way of God. But God in his rich mercy gives us Jesus, the great high priest, who goes in front of us, not only as the presenter of the sacrifice, but he himself is the sacrifice, and he receives on our behalf the torrent of God's judgment against sin so that we can walk through on dry ground, never even tasting a single drop of water of that judgment. He doesn't stay dead. He's raised to life and power, and that becomes his legacy, Romans 5:19. For as by one man's disobedience, Adam's legacy, the many were made sinners, so by one man's obedience, Jesus' legacy, the many will be made righteous. If you're not a Christian, believe on the Lord Jesus today and be saved. Escape the torrent of his judgment by putting yourself behind the great high priest, Jesus, by grace through faith, believing that what he did on the cross was enough to make you right